Hi everybody, Mitch Peacock, the play-by-play voice of the Manitoba Moose on moosehockey.com and TSN 1290 alongside color commentator Jim Toth. We're into the final 4 games of the regular season for the Manitoba Moose, and the last 2 at MTS Centre begins this afternoon against the Rockford IceHogs. Manitoba comes into the action off a set midweek with the Milwaukee Admirals, and following a 4-2 loss on Tuesday night, the Moose found themselves with a lead after the opening period on Wednesday night.
And the Moose got stronger as that period went on. The bottom 2 lines, Mitch provided some good energy and momentum, and Andrew McWilliam got his first goal of the year.
And it seemed like they were in a good position going to period number 2, but those Admirals showed why they are a very strong team down the stretch.
The Admirals looked like a first-place team. They heavily outshot the Manitoba Moose in the second period and left with a 3-1 lead after 40 minutes. And then when the Moose tried to push back in the third period, they got 2 more goals.
Moose felt like they had some good spells in the game, but not enough.
The special teams, we had opportunities early in that game, and then again let that very dynamic, dangerous power play there is on the ice, and they made us pay for it. But I agree with that, Mitch. I thought there was good portions of the game we played really strong, and other times at the second period at certain times not at our best. So those are all teaching points during a season here, and again we've been adding new guys into the lineup, and those are lessons they have to learn. You can't, regardless of whoever you're playing. We know Milwaukee was a dangerous team. You can't give them a chance to get some traction on the power play and 5-on-5. So first and third, okay, but those spurts in the second, I thought they really got away from us.
So now it's on to the Rockford IceHogs for the Manitoba Moose, a team they've had some success against this season.
They swept the 2-game set in Rockford back in February. Patrice Cormier had a hat trick in the first game, and both Connor Hallebuck and Eric Comrie played a game in that 2-game set, and they played very well.
They looked very good. Meanwhile, the Rockford IceHogs are playoff bound, though they have struggled of late. The Moose know that they can do well against them, and the Moose have had some of their best efforts this year on home ice.
An OT win against Chicago, that New Year's Eve battle against Iowa, and then of course another overtime win against the powerhouse Toronto Marlies.
Let's go to the dressing room for thoughts on the matchup.
They're another good team. I think at this point everyone's playing well. They're going to the playoffs, so they're going to be firing all cylinders, so we just got to focus on our game, stick to our identity.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing we got those wins. I mean, it obviously gives us a little bit of confidence, and obviously with the moves we had at the trade deadline, we're going to see a familiar face with Matt Fraser, and it'd be nice if we can shut him down, and I think we're all going to be thinking that in our locker room too, to get out on top. And I mean, we're going to have to worry about our own game. We got a lot of new faces in the locker room, and if we can just stick to our game plan, I think we'll be fine.
Well, obviously they're going to want a bigger effort coming off of those 2 wins, so it's going to be big for us to come out even harder and just play our game, work hard, keep it simple, and I think that's the biggest thing that gives us success.
Here's a look at the Central Division standings heading into the day's play. Manitoba and Iowa still wrestling to avoid the basement. You see the Rockford IceHogs in a playoff position. They are guaranteed a postseason berth at this stage with room to advance in the standings, and Milwaukee leads the way in the Central. Well, down the stretch, there's been lots of talk about players getting opportunities with this Manitoba Moose team. Dan DeSalvo seizing the opportunity as well as anyone right now.
He's only played 13 games with the Moose, but he's already racked up 10 points, and he's currently on his second 4-game point streak.
Very impressive for the player up from Tulsa of the ECHL. Earlier this week, he was named to the ECHL's all-rookie team. Enjoy the game.